What if I told you that one of the most powerful tools to improve your relationships, strengthen your family dynamics, and boost your work performance is something you already have within you? It's called accountability. And today, I'm going to explore why it's so important and, most of all, how to master it. I'm Sinta Ebersohn, a mentor and post-traumatic growth specialist with years of experience helping people grow through their struggles. In my award-winning online Get Up and Grow community, I've guided countless individuals through personal adversities, showing them how to build resilience by becoming more accountable in their lives. One client I worked with came to me struggling with accountability in their family, and after implementing these strategies, they completely transformed their relationships. Today, I'm going to share how you can do the same. Accountability is more than just taking the blame when something goes wrong. It's about being responsible for our actions and our decisions. It's owning up to our successes and our failures with integrity. But why is accountability so crucial? When we're accountable, we build trust. And trust is the foundation of any strong relationship, whether it's with family members, colleagues, or even with ourselves. When trust is broken due to a lack of accountability, the effects can ripple across all aspects of our lives. Brené Brown, renowned for her research on vulnerability and accountability, states, "Accountability is a vulnerability. It means we are willing to acknowledge our behaviors, set boundaries, and hold ourselves and others responsible for respectful interactions." What does accountability look like in families? It's apologizing after an argument, owning your part in a conflict, and making amends. It's also supporting family finances, being transparent about financial decisions and sticking to a budget. Or parenting consistency, following through on promises or consequences with your children. And it's about household chores, believe it or not, ensuring everyone follows through with their agreed responsibilities. But accountability is also about maintaining boundaries, upholding and respecting agreed upon boundaries in family relationships. Accountability is also about emotional presence, being mentally and emotionally present when spending time with family. And health commitments, sticking to shared health goals like family walks or eating better. Accountability is about saying no when it's needed, so you hold yourself accountable for managing your time and your commitments. Accountability is also about being open about struggles, sharing when you need help instead of letting resentment build, and showing up to important family events, respecting family time and responsibilities. And accountability is about being a good listener, holding yourself accountable to hear and to validate others. Finally, accountability shows up when we respect different opinions, embracing diversity within family dynamics, and ensuring respect for all. When accountability is absent, trust deteriorates and resentment builds. In families, this can lead to miscommunication, emotional distancing, and fractured relationships. At work, it creates toxic environments where teamwork collapses. So the absence of accountability is like the invisible wedge that drives people apart. Stephen M.R. Covey, the author of The Speed of Trust, says, "When trust is high, communication is easy, instant, and effective. But where there's no accountability, trust is low, and everything feels difficult." But let's look at accountability in our intimate relationships. It's especially crucial in our intimate relationships, where trust and communication form the foundation of emotional connection. In a healthy relationship, accountability fosters respect, understanding, and mutual growth. But when accountability is lacking, it often results in unmet needs, growing resentment, and emotional distance. So let's look at a couple of situations where accountability plays out in healthy relationships. Taking responsibility for your actions. Instead of blaming your partner during conflict, you own your role and you work towards resolution. For example, you say, I reacted poorly and I want to work on improving my communication. That fosters open dialogue. Keeping your promises, whether it's showing up for date night or supporting your partner during rough times, honoring your commitments builds trust and strengthens the bond. Apologizing sincerely. When accountability is present, apologies are genuine and focused on making amends, not just diffusing tension. There's a difference. Saying, I'm sorry for how my actions hurt you, and I will work on being more considerate, is a sincere apology. And that's an example of accountable behavior. Now let's look at how a lack of accountability harms intimacy. Shifting blame. When one partner consistently avoids responsibility, it creates a toxic cycle where problems are never resolved. Statements like, it's not my fault that you're upset, shut down meaningful conversations, and it breeds resentment. When you break promises, when you fail to follow through on your commitments, big or small, it erodes trust. If you repeatedly fail to meet emotional or practical expectations, your partner may start to feel unsupported and disconnected. Another example is defensiveness and excuses. Instead of acknowledging your mistakes, people who lack accountability may become defensive or even make excuses. But this leads to emotional barriers that prevent true connection, as the underlying issues just never get addressed. Relationship expert Esther Perel highlights that accountability is key to intimacy because it acknowledges that your actions have an impact on the relationship. It's through owning your behaviors that partners build trust and repair damage in a way that makes the relationship stronger. In intimate relationships, accountability isn't just about resolving conflicts. It's about showing up for your partner in a meaningful, responsible way. By holding ourselves accountable, we demonstrate respect, trust, and commitment, which are essential for deep, long-lasting connections. Here's how you can tell if you or someone else is avoiding accountability. Blaming others when things go wrong. Making excuses for mistakes instead of accepting responsibility. Not following through on promises or commitments. Denying mistakes even when they are evident. And resenting feedback instead of using it for improvement. And avoiding difficult conversations just to sidestep your responsibility. But here are signs that you are accountable. You take responsibility for both your successes and your failures. You own your mistakes and you use them as learning opportunities. You follow through on commitments, no matter how small they are. You actively listen and you respect others' opinions. You acknowledge the impact your actions have on others. And you seek feedback to grow and improve. Here's how you can learn healthy accountability. Acknowledge your role. Say, I realize I contributed to this issue by doing this or that. Own your mistakes by saying, I made a mistake when I did this or that. Apologize and make amends by saying something like, I'm sorry for doing this, and I want to make it right by doing that. Seek feedback by asking, how can I improve in this area? Follow through on your commitments by saying, I'll take responsibility for this, and you can count on me to do this or that in the future or next time. Also accept consequences by saying, I understand the impact of my actions and I'll do what I can to fix it. And be proactive by saying something like, next time I'll handle this differently by doing this or not doing that or whatever is applicable in that situation. Remember, accountability isn't just about admitting fault. It's about learning, growing, and taking ownership of your impact. It requires a blend of humility and courage. So, if you are ready to take your accountability journey to the next level, I invite you to join my community, Get Up and Grow. Here we dive deep into resilience, personal growth, and accountability, helping you to transform not only yourself, but also your relationships. Click the link below to get started and surround yourself with like-minded individuals committed to growth. Accountability is the glue that holds relationships together. When we hold ourselves accountable, we not only earn the respect of others, but we also create a more resilient, empowered version of ourselves. So start today. Take one small step toward accountability and watch how your life transforms.